Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So, the note of rose. When you think of rose, do you really think of male fragrances? Or do you think of fragrances that are unisex, that lean more feminine? Or do you just think of feminine fragrances altogether? Well, just to let you know, there are a lot of male fragrances that contain the note of rose, whether it's predominant in rose, whether it's your world famous oud rose combination, or just it has rose in it. So in this video, I do have 10 fragrances that contain the note of rose. So like I always say, roll that beautiful bean footage. You know who this is, James Darnell, Davinci the Poet. If you like this type of content where I do poetry and scent reviews, then be sure to subscribe, like, post a comment, share this video, and as always, tell a friend to tell a friend that Davinci the Poet does poetry and scent reviews. So let's start. I'm going to spray these on test strips because this is way too many fragrances to spray on my skin. And I'm going to start with the predominant rose fragrances, and then I'm going to move on to my oud roses because I got about half and half with this. So first one is going to be from the house of Moschino. You probably already know what this fragrance is. This is a dominant rose fragrance. This one right here is a masculine rose, as my boy Goldie Smellgood would say. He loves this fragrance. This is definitely a compliment getter. And this is from the house of Moschino. It is Toy Boy. This right here performs excellent. It actually is a beast mode fragrance. It smells just amazing. It has that predominant rose note in there, and I just love it. Oh my goodness. Let me pull up the notes and I'll let you know what everything that is in this fragrance, and then we'll move on from there. So this one has top notes of pink pepper, pear, Indonesian nutmeg, elemi, and bergamot, mid notes of rose, clove, magnolia, and flax, and then base notes of Cameroon, hazen vetiver, sandalwood, silcolite, and amber. Overall beautiful fragrance. It's dominant on the rose, and that is from the house of Moschino. It is Toy Boy. Okay, so next one is going to be from the house of Zara. This is a beautiful rose dominant fragrance that I love. It's a cheapie and it just performs well. It does what it's supposed to do, and that is Tabacco Tango from their Tabacco collection. So this one right here, I'm going to go over the notes in this one as well. It has almond, saffron, mandarin orange, rose, gaiac wood, ylang-ylang, tobacco, frankincense, tonka bean, and labdanum. From here, also get a strong rose base fragrance in this one as well. So if you don't like dominant rose fragrances, this is not going to be for you. But trust me, you will get the ladies, and this is compliment pullers. So this one right here, it doesn't perform as good as Toy Boy, but at the same time, it definitely is a beautiful rose scent that will sneak up on you. When you get a close encounter with somebody, giving them a hug, they will definitely smell this on you. And this is from the house of Zara, their tobacco collection. It is Tabacco Tango. Okay, so the next one, this one in 2005, it won a Fifi award for top men's fragrance. So obviously you know that this fragrance is good. So this one right here is going to be from the house of Burberry. It is Burberry Brit. Now, I will admit the performance and longevity of this one is very bad. Actually, it's trash, but at the same time, it does smell amazing. This one right here, I just love it. Just recently bought it, so I do apologize for being late to the game on this one, because this is one of the best Burberry fragrances. But at the end of the day, better be late than never. I will go over the notes in this one as well. This one right here has ginger, cardamom, bergamot, and green mandarin, wild rose, nutmeg, cedar, and spicy notes, and then tonka bean, gray musk, cedar, oriental woodsy notes, and patchouli. Right off the back, you're definitely getting that ginger and cardamom, and you're definitely getting a touch of that rose, and it's just definitely beautiful. If you want more information about it, definitely do your research. Find these online because I'm going through them kind of quick because I have a lot of fragrances and I don't want to keep you guys too long. But like I said, this is from the house of Burberry. It is Burberry Brit for men. Okay, next one is going to be from a nice clone house that everybody's also familiar with. They're starting to sell these in your rack stores. Starting to see it a lot at Burlington, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls. And this one right here is from the house of Lattafa. It is Ramz Gold. Now, I will admit this one is more on the feminine side. Even my wife said that she doesn't really like this scent on me because it is too sweet, too feminine. But at the same time, it's still a beautiful rose-based scent. Getting the notes for this one. This one right here has top notes of apple, peach, pear, sweet orange, and blackcurrant, jasmine, sambac, rose, orange blossom, and sandalwood, vanilla, white musk, and patchouli. Definitely, you're getting the sweetness of those fruits in the top, the apple, the peach, the pear, the sweet orange. And then definitely, you're getting a lot of floral notes because it does have the orange blossom, the rose, and the jasmine. And when it does dry down, which it dries down way later in the length of the fragrance, then you'll get a little bit of that sandalwood, but then it's still sweet from the vanilla and a little earthy from the patchouli. So yes, it does lean feminine, but it actually is considered a unisex fragrance. But as I mentioned, it is heavy on the floral notes. So if you don't want something that's too feminine, then this one might not be the one for you, but it's still a beautiful rose-based fragrance. And this is from the house of Lattafa. It is Ramz Gold. Okay, so the next one is going to be from a clone house. This clone house also is starting to come into the rack stores. I've been seeing them at Marshalls a lot. Haven't been seeing them anywhere else. But this one is from the house of Alt. This is a hybrid clone of, excuse me. This is a hybrid clone of Creed Aventus and Creed Aventus Cologne. And this is Alt's CEO. The notes in this one is going to be actually on the back. And it consists of top notes of pineapple and mandarin, middle notes of vetiver, birch, rose, and sandalwood, and then base notes of musk, vanilla, styrax, and tonka bean. If you know what styrax is, please post that down in the comments because I have no idea. But it does have rose in it. This is a beautiful scent. You can't really smell the rose too much because the fruity notes of like the mandarin, the pineapple, and things like that do kind of show up more. And you know, it's Creed Aventus, so you all know what Creed Aventus smells like. But this is an amazing hybrid. If you combine Creed Aventus and Creed Aventus Cologne, you will get this, and it just works. So from the house of Alt, it is CEO. Okay, so that'll do it for my scents that are rose based. Now I'm going to move into the oud rose scents, and these are just beautiful. These are good for date night. Some of these are kind of starter scents that you can just wear if you want to get introduced to oud, but for the most part they're very good at date night and very good in the cooler weather. So let's get it. This one right here is going to be a good starter oud fragrance that has rose in it. This one is from the house of Banana Republic. It is 17 Oud Mosaic. I remember when everybody was getting their nose and getting their hands on this fragrance, they were finding them at Burlington, and I could not find it for the longest. I had been looking for it, and then I finally had found a 2.5 ounce. I bought it immediately, fell in love with it, and then years later, I came across this bad boy, which is the big 5 ounce, and I had to get this one too. And actually, this one performs and smells better than the 2.5 ounce, so I'm happy about that. So let's get the notes in this one, and then we can move on. This one starts off with plum, cardamom, and white pepper. Then it moves over to Turkish rose, saffron, and labdanum. And then on the base, it is oud, amber, and musk. From my nose, I do get a strong dosage of the Turkish rose. It's a little bit spicy from the cardamom and the white pepper. I'm not sure if I really get any plum, but I'm definitely getting the oud right off the back as well. And that's about it. So that's from the house of Banana Republic. It is 17 Oud Mosaic. Okay, this next one is going to be from another Middle Eastern clone house. No, it's not Lattafa this time. And this is going to be a clone of Lacomb's Oud Bouquet. And this is from the house of Swiss Arabian. It is Shagaf Oud, which I also got from Burlington Coat Factory. Probably can't see it too well because my ring light is kind of reflecting off of it. But this is a beautiful, beautiful oud rose-based scent. It is just lovely. Pulling up the notes in this one as well. Okay, so this one opens up with saffron, then it goes to oud and rose, and then it also goes to oud again, and then it has a little bit of praline and vanilla in it. Let's put this one on a test strip, and I'll let you know kind of what I get from it. Definitely getting that rose right off the back. Getting a little bit of the oud that's coming in. And oddly enough, I'm kind of getting the sweetness from the praline right off the back. This is a beast mode scent, so please dial down on the sprays. I would say don't go no more than about 5 sprays on this one because it is beast mode. It lasts all day. And this is from the house of Swiss Arabian. It is Shagaf Oud. Okay, so the next one is going to be another one from the house of Zara. They consider this to be a women's fragrance, but then when you look up the notes, you can actually tell that this one is more of a unisex fragrance, maybe even a little bit masculine from the things that are in it. And this is from the house of Zara. It is Sensual Oud. This one opens up with saffron and cloves. Then it goes to rose petals, patchouli, and sandalwood. And then it has some oud, leather, and amber. The reason I say that this can lean a little bit masculine as well is because it does have some leather in it. Usually leather is more of a masculine note. So that's why I kind of say it can lean a little bit masculine. But at the same time, this is still a unisex fragrance. And it does still have some feminine characteristics in it. Spray this one on a test strip as well. Now, this is not going to be as strong of a oud rose fragrance as Shagaf Oud, but at the same time, it still is, you know, pretty strong and it smells amazing. Of course, heavy on the rose, the oud comes in a little bit. I definitely can smell those cloves that come in. And then it's a little bit dark because of the leather. And a little bit earthy with the patchouli. So I think that this can actually be a feminine fragrance, but it can also be a masculine fragrance if you wear it right. That's why I bought it. I was able to get my nose on it before I bought it. And I saw where some of the masculine characteristics of this fragrance started to show. So this one is from the house of Zara. It is Sensual Oud. And of course, you will have to get this in the women's section. Ah, that is amazing. Okay, so the next one is going to be from the house of Fragrance World. This is probably my strongest fragrance that I have in my collection. I actually wore this on date night with my wife one time, and literally I took a shower after we came back from date night, went to bed, woke up this morning, and it still smelled as if I had just sprayed this. And like I said, that's after we went to date night. I took a shower and went to bed and woke up that morning. And like I said, it still smelled like I just put it on. This is a clone of Mason Francis Kirkjohn's Oud Satin Mood. This is Barakkat Oud Satin. Or Satin Oud. Looks just like Oud Satin Mood. And everything, and this one is a beast mode. I'm not even going to spray this one. because it is entirely just too strong. So I could say you could probably get away with like 3 sprays of this one. It's literally that strong. I couldn't find the notes, so I'm just going to go over the notes of Oud Satin Mood. Oud Satin Mood has Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, vanilla, oud, violet, and benson. It is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It definitely does the job. This one is perfect for date night. Really, I would dress this one up because this one is like, it is just very, very mature. It's unisex. It can lean masculine, it can lean feminine, but at the same time, it's just a beautiful fragrance. Like I said, please do not spray any more than about 3 or 4 sprays of this because it is entirely too strong. You will not be able to even scrub this off. If you spray this on your clothes, it's probably going to last a lifetime. And this is from the house of Fragrance World. It is Barakkat Satin Oud. Okay, so last but not least, I know that I went through my fragrances that have rose in it, but not really the oud rose fragrances. But I did save this one for last because this may be one of my favorite scent profiles of all time, and that is Tuxedo from the house of YSL. I do not have Tuxedo. I have smelt it, and this is spot on. I do have a bunch of Tuxedo clones, but I chose to use this one because this one is the cheapest, and you can find this at your rack stores, and that's from the house of Milestone. It is Taxco. Now I do have Kismet for men. I do have Mustache, but at the same time, like I said, I wanted to get something that's more readily available that you could just hop up in a store, get it, put your nose on it, and buy it. This is $14.99. As you can see, I still have the tag on this one because this is my backup bottle. I wanted to show you the full presentation because the other one I have sprayed quite a few times and got some wearing out of it. Now, this one is not going to be as strong as your Mustache, or maybe not even as strong. It's probably a little bit stronger, I would say, than Kismet because Kismet is not an overall strong fragrance. But at the same time, this is beautiful. There's not going to be any notes for this one. Probably would have to dig in and do a lot of research. So I am going to give you the notes for Tuxedo. Okay, so this one opens up with some violet leaf, coriander, and bergamot. And then it has rose, black pepper, and lily of the valley. And then it sits on the base notes of patchouli, ambergris, and bourbon vanilla. I'm going to actually spray this one on a test strip as well because it's not a beast mode fragrance, so it's not going to mess with my nose. Unlike that Fragrance World Barakkat Satin Oud. Like I said, that is probably the strongest fragrance I have in my collection, and I have some pretty strong fragrances. This is beautiful. I love the Tuxedo DNA. That violet leaf comes out and smells amazing. That rose, a little bit of spice from the black pepper, a little bit sweet from that vanilla, and a little bit earthy from that patchouli. And it just works. This is another one that you have to dress up. Kismet I did wear for my wedding. If you want to check that video out about my wedding scent, then I'll have a card posted up there. It just works. I love, love, love the Tuxedo DNA. And I just can't think of a better fragrance other than like probably Jubilation 25. You know, fragrances like that. They're just beautiful. I do love my oud rose combinations, but Tuxedo it just works. And so that's been pretty much it. Those have been my 10 fragrances that all contain the note of rose, whether it's oud rose, whether it's whatever, it doesn't matter. They all contain rose. So like I always say, tell a friend to tell a friend's mother, father, sister, brother. Davinci the poet does poetry and scent reviews. I'm out. Salute, peace, and as always, the most important thing, God bless. Stay tuned for the next one.